Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and this is December 2022. At the moment, we are currently in French Lick, Indiana, and we are specifically at the French Lick Springs Hotel. We're getting ready to get on their trolley. There's a trolley that takes you a little bit over a mile, I'd say, between the French Lick Springs Hotel and the West Baden Springs Hotel, but we're at the French Lick one at the moment. It's technically in French Lick, Indiana, and West Baden Springs is about a mile away. So you've got both of these two hotels. It gets kind of complicated. You've got both of these two hotels. They're both part of the French Lick Resort, but there's the French Lick Springs Hotel and then the West Baden Springs Hotel. And they're in I guess technically the two different towns. But like I said, they had this nice little trolley that'll take you between the two hotels. And they have a little trolley station you can wait in. You just saw us in there. They kind of had heated lights. I kind of felt like a hot dog at a convenience store. But it was very toasty and warm in there. It was very pleasant. And they were showing a Buster Keaton movie. Or I guess really more of a Buster Keaton short. They're about a trolley. I love Buster Keaton. Anyway, we're driving away from the French Lick Springs Hotel. And there it is right there. Kind of behind us is the casino. There's a casino here at this property. And of course, when you get off the trolley here, you go in and you're pretty much right at the entrance to the casino. I don't know if that's by design or if it's because that's pretty much where everybody's going to want to go. You see some of the Christmas decorations there. This might have been a nicer trip after the sun went down when the lights are on, but we were doing it kind of on a not so sunny day. You see people walking. My wife and I have done that, by the way, here between the two hotels. We've stayed at the West Baden Springs before, and we've walked over to this hotel. They have a really nice walk-in path. They have golf courses, of course, and they have more of a formal train ride. In fact, this particular weekend, they were having the Polar Express, which was mostly, for kids and families and that kind of thing. You saw a lot of families wearing their pajamas in the lobbies, and mostly matching pajamas. And we're on the opposite side behind us, and we'll do this round trip, so you'll see the trains as we come back around. But yeah, there's families. You see them in pajamas. They're waiting to get onto the Polar Express train. And of course, you see kind of the casino and the hotel there in the background. But this is the parking area where people park. They get on the train, and they do the Polar Express train ride, which sounds pretty cool to me. We called about it, but they were sold out. More families in matching pajamas. In fact, the hotels were sold out this particular weekend. We came down and just spent the day. We were hoping to get a room at least for a night, but yeah, they were totally sold out. We have spent the night at the West Baden Springs before a few times, and it is just amazing. And it's kind of crazy, in my opinion. You've got two of the most spectacular hotels in Indiana, and they're walking distance apart in a very small town area, not in Indianapolis, but in the French Lick area. And I'm sure there's some nice hotels in Indianapolis, but I'll check out that old engine. But yeah, I'm sure there are other spectacular, nice, wonderful hotels in Indiana, but the West Baden Springs Hotel is just mind-blowing to me. And I've said this before, you get into the main lobby of the hotel where they have their big atrium, and you see pictures, and you'll see my videos. I'll post a video about it if I haven't already. I know I posted one a year or two ago, but I'll do a more recent one. But you step into that lobby, and it's just crazy how amazing it is. I mean, it's just perfect, and pictures and videos don't do it justice. I've gotten to where I really like just this town. I mean, even if the hotels weren't here, I would like this town. I've mentioned the Bagel Bistro. We like the Bagel Bistro a lot. I think there's a pizza place. Yeah, there's a pizza place called Chicago's Pizza in this neck of the woods that we like too. And in fact, I've had very pleasant experiences at every restaurant. There's some nice upscale restaurants here, especially at the hotels. And you're not gonna go wrong. I've not had a bad meal here ever. I've stopped at their Subway in town. It's a very nice Subway. Every place is just kind of, it's small town, but it's nice and high quality. I guess that's a good way to put it. You'll see cars driving back and forth, walking trail there. We would see deer just kind of sitting around next to the train. I think we catch them on the ride back. But keep your eyes open for sure. I was going to say there is an antique store I like in town quite a bit. If you go to French Lick, their downtown area, they have a great ice cream shop, French Lick's Ice Cream. And I always get it's espresso, it's ice cream with espresso poured on it. Man, whoever thought that up was brilliant. And they do it right at French Licks. I always have to stop and get one. And it's just a nice cozy little ice cream place with pleasant people working there. Little shot of the trolley, small and compact. And right next to French Licks Ice Cream is Bear Hollow Wood Carvers. And they do those really cool carvings of statues with chainsaws. And I think that's pretty neat. And again, if I haven't put up videos of that already, I'll put up a video elsewhere on this YouTube channel. And then right beside French Licks Ice Cream and the wood carving place, there's the Community Museum, and that's a great museum. I've been in there before. I didn't go on this trip. And by the way, you can see West Baden Springs right there, kind of through the trees right now. Yeah, we didn't go to the museum on this trip, but we've been before. It's a great museum. I did run into their gift shop, and they always have nice postcards, nice local items, local books, things like that, and I think that's great. As you're looking at, there's some more Christmas decorations. As you're looking at the grounds here at West Baden Springs, a couple things to think about. They had like a horse track here at one time. They had Major League Baseball teams did their spring training out here. I want to say in the 30s or 40s. I've read a couple of books on the hotel in the area, and it's very fascinating. The people that have been here, and political events that have gone down. Again, spring training baseball. That's really cool to me. I would love it if if baseball teams would resume a practice like that, doing spring training in a town like French Lick. And of course, French Lick, I think, is very famous for being the for producing Larry Bird, legendary basketball player. I've always heard he's a nice guy, but yeah, he's from this area. And they always do a great job of decorating up for Christmas. When you go into the West Baden Springs Hotel, there is a huge Christmas tree in the atrium. And almost every time we've been here, it's been around Christmas. And this is just a great place. If you've not been here before, plan on going in December. Plan next December of next year. Plan a trip. Even if the hotel's not something that you'd want to do or be able to do, hey, go down for a day trip and splurge and enjoy one of their restaurants. You can thank me later. And again, we've got another little kind of trolley depot here where people can stay warm while they wait for the trolley that goes back and forth between the two hotels. That was a complete unedited ride between the two hotels. And we're here at West Baden Springs now. Not to put down French Lick, but this is the superior of the hotels. And they do have a little, they have other cars that go back and forth. There's not just the trolley, there's little vans that go back and forth. Probably if you wanted to, getting on the little van, you'd probably have a shorter wait than on the trolley. The trolley's more of a scenic thing, more of a laid-back, relaxed kind of ride. And there again, we are driving by the grounds at West Baden Springs. You see cars coming in. And like I said, we could not get a room here this particular trip. We've had a room a few times before. Once we had the balcony kind of on the upper floors overlooking the atrium inside West Baden Springs, and that was a huge treat. Just incredible. You can sit out on the balcony and watch people and see that great Christmas tree, and it's relaxing, it's beautiful, it's great. And there's the gate that greets you as you come into the hotel. Over there, yeah, right over there, there's another old hotel that's kind of been repurposed, and there's shops in there, including the Bagel Bistro. And if I haven't already, I'll definitely put up a video about the Bagel Bistro. We like it quite a bit. And I think another repurposed building, slightly more modern building. I think that might be a church now. And of course you see some other buildings through here. You know, we're taking the same trip we just took, but backwards. We're going from West Baden Springs Hotel over to the French Lick Hotel. And again, that gets so confusing, especially when we first started coming here. Everybody says they're going to French Lick. But, you know, when you're staying at the West Baden Springs Hotel, you know, again, two towns, two hotels under the same ownership group. You know, pretty much the same place, but it can get confusing. And of course, West Baden Springs is a big, spectacular hotel, almost demolished, and seen different. It's gone through several incarnations. And probably not quite 20 years ago, there was a big effort made to save the place, and it was saved, thank goodness, and restored because it was crumbling. And I've heard stories about just how bad that it was crumbling. So I'm glad it's there, and you can take tours of both hotels. There's a historic group that does do guided tours. We've done both of them, and they're a lot of fun. And of course, they talk about the celebrities who've been there, and they tell you some stories. Just good fun, good historic place, and we're very fond of both of those places. I'm not a gambler. I don't gamble at all, but I do if I'm by a casino. I stop and I usually buy a poker chip or two. I think that's kind of a nice collectible. I have a cousin who collects them, and he got me into that. Just great views as you're going through this little area between the two hotels. A few years ago, a book was written called So Cold the River, kind of a horror supernatural novel, and West Baden Springs was the setting for that novel. I read it. It's a very good book. You should read it. And I know that they recently made a movie from that book that was filmed at West Baden Springs Hotel. I have yet to see that, but it's definitely on my list. I don't watch a lot of movies anymore, but I do want to see that one. And in fact, in West Baden Springs, they have a little museum area, and they do have some props and costumes from the movie, which I think is very nice. In West Baden Springs, it's a nice place to get a room for a couple of nights and pretty much stick around that area. It's very, very relaxing to me. They have some nice shops too around the atrium. So does the French Lick Hotel. It also has some nice shopping if you're into that sort of thing, and of course the casino and restaurants. This is a great drive too. I know, coming from the Lexington area, it's about a 2.5 hour drive to French Lick. You drive through Louisville, And yeah, there's some deer. Did you see that deer? I think there's a couple more. I don't recall if I got them on camera or not, but there's a couple of them. Yeah, you drive from Lexington. You drive to Louisville. Louisville to French Lick is about an hour and a half. Once you get past Louisville, though, it's very scenic driving. There's some nice little towns you drive through. It's just a pleasant drive, as far as I'm concerned. It's maybe an hour from Santa Claus, Indiana, so you could definitely do this trip. You could combine this for a nice Christmas day trip, from Lexington to Louisville and Indianapolis. A nice little creek there. But yeah, Indiana, there's a lot of Mitchell. I've enjoyed Mitchell, Indiana quite a bit too. Some nice rural driving in southern Indiana. Grew up in Owensboro, 45 minutes away from Evansville. I've always admired and appreciated southern Indiana. There is also, I think I might have pointed it out earlier, I might not have, there's a very nice visitor center that pretty much the first place you hit when you drive into West Baden Springs the way we came in. And they have the free brochures and magazines about stuff to do in Indiana, especially southern Indiana. And I love those magazines. I always pick up a handful of them for plan out future trips. And they always have nice staff working there. And I was talking to the young lady working there, and we were talking about how the hotel was sold out for the weekend, but she gave us some advice about other stuff to do again in this area. And yeah, we're going past the trains. I don't know if you can look in them we're going by kind of fast. It's the Polar Express trains that will have families and little children on it later. I'm sure there'll be Santa Claus and his elves and hot chocolate. I love train rides. That is something I can't get enough of. I've done pretty much all of them you can do here in Kentucky, and I've done some in other states. If you've done that Polar Express train ride, let me know. I'd like to hear about it. Oh yeah, we just passed a Pluto water tank. I've actually seen HO model train cars with that same design on the side. I love that. And Pluto water, obviously, well, not obviously, but it was famously made in this area. And the little bottles, the little green bottles, usually green, I've seen some clear ones that had that Pluto spring water. They're very collectible. I hunted one down myself on eBay not too long ago. But yeah, I would love to do the train ride here, the actual train ride at some point. And we're getting close again to the French Lick hotel coming up. And they do a great job of decorating too. It's I guess the French Lick Springs Hotel is maybe a little more family oriented with its decorating. Lots of little houses and scenes kind of set up. And again, I'll put up another video of that if I haven't already. But if you had a kid, you'd probably want to take them here. And, if you were looking for maybe like a romantic getaway with just couples, West Baden Springs would be the place to do it. Either one's going to be a winner, though. You're going to have a heck of a time at either place. And either place you stay at, you're going to want to spend some time at the other hotel, too. Yeah, we're pulling back in to that little train station at the French Lick Springs Hotel. You can see the hotel right there, and the casino is pretty much right in front of us too. And another look at our conductor and the couple of other people that are on the train with us. And there's another little kind of non-tracked trolley. I think those are cute. I wish they'd sell little toy versions of those little trolleys at the gift shop. I would totally buy one if they did. Of course, both hotels have gift shops. I love that sort of thing myself, as you probably know. And tons of history in this area. Abraham Lincoln related, Santa Claus, Indiana, the big theme park there. Oh, there's the trolley. I got a little couple of shots of the trolley. This is driving away from West Baden Springs Hotel, and as we were leaving for the day, I saw the trolley coming up, and I grabbed my camera just to get a quick shot of him as we're leaving the hotel. Anyway, that's a round-trip trolley ride at the West Baden Springs Resort Hotel.